What's up and welcome to Film and TV Reviews. I'm Grant Burton. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at _Grant Burton. Or you can subscribe, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment and feedback down below. Any support will really be appreciated. Today though, I am reviewing Better Call Saul Season 4. So, this could be the best season of the show so far, potentially. It's really hard to say because Better Call Saul is consistently brilliant. Arguably one of, if not the best TV show on right now. And let's start with the acting. If you've seen Breaking Bad, if you've seen Better Call Saul before, the acting, again, brilliant. Really not much new to say here. Although I will say that this season we see Jimmy go further towards being the Saul character that we see in Breaking Bad. So we do see a darker side, we do see a bit more of a twisted side to him, let's say. And all the other characters are reacting to that now. We are seeing it much more clearly this season. So we do see their emotional responses to this. And spoilers if you haven't seen season 3 finale, but Chuck is dead. So a lot of the story and a lot of the characters this season are reacting to that event. So some of them are emotional, some of them are displaying it in different ways. Jimmy, for example, doesn't seem to care one bit. I'm not going to say if that lasts for the full season, but it's there. And others are crying. One of them takes it really badly. And yeah, acting, brilliant. Can't really fault it. Not much to say there. Story this season. The story this season is also continuing from that event. You do see the fallout from Chuck's death. You do see how the characters evolve from that point on. The character of Patrick Fabian, who is Hamlin, I believe. Yeah, must be Hamlin. He is kind of relegated this season to only just a few appearances. I imagine he's probably done with the show now at this point. That's not really spoilers, by the way. It's because I really don't know. But yeah, his storyline is there. He's much more of like a something for the other characters to react to and to interact with. The main thrust of the story this season, probably Mike's storyline, where again, light spoilers, so be careful if you're listening any further. But Mike's storyline this season's all about creating the underground meth lab that we see later in Breaking Bad. So we see the origins of that, we see the idea of it and the construction of it. I'm not going to say where it goes, but that storyline is the most captivating and interesting thing this season, I would say. And the ending is really good, quite emotional actually. So I really like that element of it. Whereas Jimmy's storyline this season is, again, bridging the gap between him being Jimmy and being Saul, and from being just a lawyer to being the crooked criminal lawyer that we see in Breaking Bad. And I'm not going to say where it ends up, but it ends pretty well, and I can't wait to see what's next for the show. So, yeah, one of the highlights of Better Call Saul for me is that this is a thriller in the same sense that Breaking Bad was. There are these big moments, there are these big crime events and action pieces, I suppose you can call them. But this season and in past seasons, there's also a lot of comedy. This season, I think it really does a great job of the comedy, particularly when Jimmy's pulling off scams, trying to sell phones, claiming that the government can't listen in on these calls, which of course is rubbish because they can. And then there's this whole scam about trying to get someone he's close to off innocent after they assault a cop, and it's hilarious. I'm not going to say how they do it, but you really do have to see that because it's really smart and well done. And yeah, the comedy really does make this show better than what it would have been otherwise, I would say. Because at times it is on the slow side, but I would say the slow side is very deliberate. It allows for interpretation and deduction. It makes you think about what's going on. It makes you think about what the characters have going in their mind and their actions. So I do think the slow nature of this show is actually a benefit for this show, whereas in other shows it's not really that good a thing. And what else have I got? Yeah, there are surprises and twists along the way. This is still a thriller in the same vein as Breaking Bad. If you've seen the previous seasons, you know the sort of things to expect. I wouldn't say there's too much surprises this season, so that might be a little disappointing. But I think we are getting near the end of Better Call Saul now. I can't imagine it going much more than one, maybe two more seasons at most. So the surprises are much more like, oh, that's how it happened, or yeah, that character's going to do that, that character's going to do this. So some of them might not be huge revelations anymore. And I'm okay with that because the show is still really well done, great cinematography, very well directed and edited. Some of the episodes this season are a little long. They are longer than what they've been in previous seasons. The finale, for example, is a full hour, and I don't quite think it needs to be. The one negative of this season, I would say, is that there is one episode that was just bad, and I don't think Better Call Saul's had a bad episode until this point. The reason this episode is bad is because it's so uneventful and boring. Nothing really happens in it, and honestly, it just feels like they're padding it out. You don't really find out anything about the characters in this particular episode. The story doesn't advance in this episode. So yeah, this one episode was a misfire, I think, and shouldn't have happened. So yeah, another thing is that because you've got Mike's storyline and you've got Jimmy's storyline, it does at times feel like two different shows merged together, and it, for the most part, it gets it right, but there are moments where it feels completely disjointed. I don't think this season Mike and Jimmy actually share a scene together. I could be wrong, but I can't remember them ever speaking to each other or being in the same location as one another this season. Actually, no, there is one time where they're in the scene together, and yeah, they're trying to. Jimmy's got a suggestion for Mike. It's a good episode, but otherwise, it just feels like they're doing their own thing, and sometimes it feels a little disjointed and disconnected. And hopefully, as it gets closer to Breaking Bad, they will merge a bit more, like they have in the past. But yeah, that's my review of Better Call Saul Season 4. Another great season, one of the best seasons of TV this year. Let down a little by one episode, I would say. But if you like Better Call Saul, you're gonna love this. And yeah, I thoroughly recommend it if you haven't watched it yet for whatever bizarre reason. If you like Breaking Bad as well, you're gonna like this, although it is a little different from Breaking Bad. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'm Grant Burton. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at _Grant Burton. In the meantime, give me a subscription if you've liked this. If you also like it, give us a thumbs up and leave a comment and feedback down below. Any support you want to give really is much appreciated. But until next time, that's all I've got, and I'm out.